So I watch lots of videos on YouTube, and something that comes up time and time again are videos about 5 things I hate about my car and 5 things I love about my car. So I wanted to do something similar. But when I was watching videos about the M4, I found quite a few videos of people sort of saying very personal points, like things that they didn't like about the shape of the car, or I saw one where they didn't like the shape of the wheel arches and stuff like that. But to be honest, when I was buying an M4, that hadn't even crossed my mind, because I like the shape of the car, and I think it's a good looking car. I like the wheel arches. I think they are quite flared. They do have a real stance, and you can tell the difference between an M4 and a standard 4 Series. So a lot of them, to me, were a lot of moo points. The things I'm about to list are things where I think would be quite valid with many owners of these cars. So almost mechanical issues rather than just cosmetic and what it looks like. You know, we don't always find the same things attractive, otherwise there'd be only one make of car. The points I'm about to bring up I think are quite valid and have annoyed me for the duration of the ownership, and to be honest, they haven't really gone away. So the first thing I find that's annoying about this car is the reverse sensors. I reverse park this into my garage, so when you're going back and then you get into the position that you want to, the sensors are going mad at you. When you put it back into neutral, the sensors don't cancel and they carry on bleeping. Now, I don't automatically go to cancel them every time I put it into neutral, because I forget, I suppose. You take your seatbelt and you realise they're still going off, and then you have to press the button. And I find that just quite annoying. The second thing I find really annoying is the car doesn't creep forward when it's at a standstill. So sat in my garage here now, I'm going to put it into drive, release the handbrake, and you'll notice I'll release the foot pedal and we don't move anywhere. So if you're going through a tight gap, such as a garage door, it's quite awkward. And like when you just blip the accelerator here, so if you just put it into drive, just blip the accelerator, it then sort of lunges forward. It just makes it a little bit awkward. I think I know the reason behind this. I think, I'm only guessing. But like, for an example, I'm sat in my garage, and I have to go steady out of my garage to make sure my wing mirrors don't clip the pillars of the garage. So you want the car just to give it a little edge forward, just to sort of put you through the gap, and then you can accelerate away. But this car doesn't do that, and it's, to be honest, I think it's one of the first automatic cars I've driven where it doesn't do that. The reason why I think it could be like that is that if you're sat at traffic lights and you want to race the car that's next to you for whatever reason, then you can hover your foot above the accelerator without having to hold the brake pedal, and that's really the only explanation I can think of. So you've got a quicker getaway. So the third point is the seatbelt position. I find it really difficult to get to. I'm 6 foot tall, and I have my seat back in pretty much the furthest position. But when you reach back, because of the M4 competition seats, you've got this extra padded bit here by your shoulder. I find it kind of gets in the way, and you have to really reach back to get the seatbelt out, and I find that quite annoying. There's nothing really they could have done about it, because again, it's the shape of the car. So the fourth thing is something I read about on the internet and on forums. So I know it's a common problem. The entertainment system loses your phone connection, and you can't actually find it again. So when I first had this car, after about a month of ownership, it lost my phone connection. It was fine to begin with. The dealership set it up and paired it to my phone originally. It was fine for a couple of months, but then it lost my phone. And you search for it, you're trying to pair it back up, and it won't even find the phone. So the fifth thing is you can't start the car up in Sport Plus mode. So let's say you're in a petrol station garage, there's lots of people around, you want to impress them with your loud exhaust. You press the start stop button and it starts it up in efficient. You can't start it up in Sport Plus, which I find is a little bit annoying. It would be nice if you could do that. When I had the Audi at the weekend, the car remembered what position it was in. So when I went to the petrol station garage, I had it in dynamic, and when I got back into the car and restarted the car up, it started up in dynamic. So I think it would be nice if the M4 would do that as well. It's just one of them things. I think it'd be quite nice to have a loud exhaust when you actually start the car up. I know there are aftermarket things that you can do to the car, where you can open the valves via remote control. So I know that is a possibility, but it's something that I wouldn't do to modify the car. And the last thing is you can't see what driving mode you're in. So we push it into sport, it comes up on the screen and then it disappears, but nothing else on the screen changes. Into Sport Plus, it lets us know we're in Sport Plus, and again, nothing changes. So that's my point. It would just be nice if there was something maybe down here, some sort of light or some sort of word or letter that came up, just letting you know what mode you're in. Maybe there is, but I haven't found anything yet. I've actually created 6 points of why I hate the M4. Again, these are points, they're just points that annoy me. I'm not saying I hate the M4, because I certainly don't hate this car, but they're just points that annoy me about the car, and I think would make the whole experience a lot better if I could change them points. I hope this video might help if you're thinking about buying an M4, to possible things that you need to be aware of. So thank you very much again, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.